Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen summaries. We had an Inside Star Citizen episode, Life of VFX, that looked at what the VFX team do at Cloud Imperium and for Star Citizen, and some cool stuff that they're working on now, including fire and lightning. Fire is looking amazing, and we have a new mission spotlight, this time on my favourite mechanics currently in-game, salvage and treasure hunting. So, Inside Star Citizen, Life of VFX. VFX is energy represented visually. Fire, explosions, motions, leaves that are blowing in the wind, smoke, impacts. From atmospheric entry effects to salvage, the actual hull stripping, to ship thrusters. These effects help bring to life the environment and what's going on, otherwise everything would look a lot more static and feel a lot more static. So, over the last 9 years, the VFX department at CIG has been built up with a huge range of skills and disciplines, giving them an incredibly powerful toolkit for game development. They have a VFX editor that allows them to easily update and evolve VFX as they need to. 90% of the effects they make are particle effects. For FPS weapons, for example, they spawn an effect at the end of the barrel and then edit it and make it look good, and they can obviously update that as necessary. VFX in Star Citizen needs to be seen at a huge range of angles and distances. All the effects are dynamic and systemic, being triggered appropriately. The VFX team is a supporting team. They touch many areas of the game and help bring other teams' sort of visions to life. They work on loads of stuff, and with loads of departments, artists, production, and they create effects for the vehicles and locations teams, as well as tons of different gameplay work and feature work. They work on a lot of downstream features as well, so this is the main sort of stuff they work on. It's basically something that's later in its development cycle, and they sort of come in to finish it off and add that flair. VFX can be quite subtle, but you would notice it a lot if it wasn't there. The future of VFX is a mixture of maintaining tools and effects, as well as producing better looking effects. External referencing is one of these things, so they're able to update effects with better references and art very easily, then propagate these effects updates to all areas of the game, basically maintaining a set of master effects that they can then evolve and improve. They showed off lightning that's going on in gas clouds, so this is going to be places like the Coil in the Odin system, where a large amount of Squadron 42's gameplay is. The lightning there can strike objects and ships and sort of arcs off it, not just ships as well. This will arc off players if they're exposed in EVA nearby. They have been working on fire hazards as well and propagation for fire for a while, so they're currently working on making fire look as cool as it can and giving it a more interesting dynamic way to propagate. So they've come quite far in this process. It is looking genuinely amazing. We do know there's going to be fire extinguishers as well. They are giving the whole fire effect a sense of danger, and the room you are in are clearly going to look damaged from the fire as it sort of consumes the fuel there. And all of this sort of ties into engineering gameplay and life support. So fire will consume oxygen, so it is a danger on your ship. It also is a hazard itself. It can damage you. You'll be running around putting out fires on your ship as part of that engineering gameplay. You'll be panicking if you're running out of oxygen because it's just consuming all of your oxygen on your ship. New VFX are constantly being added to the game and updated as well. Really great to see those fire updates there. I think it's looking genuinely great, and there's obviously more improvement to be made there. There's also a new mission spotlight from CIG, so this focuses on missions and things that you can do in game right now. This time it's for the salvage mechanics and hull stripping and salvage contracts. Salvage is about recycling, hopefully, abandoned ships for profit. The process begins with hull stripping, where you cut out material from a ship's body, leaving recycled material composite, RMC, that can be sold at specific stations around the verse. Wrecks can be salvaged using a Drake Vulture, an Aegis Reclaimer, or a handheld Greycat multi-tool with a salvage attachment. All do the job, though later missions require a ship. There are salvage missions called contracts, and they're issued by the broker Adagio Holdings. They'll take a fee for each contract supplied, though the salvage you can claim typically covers the cost several times over. To get started, open the Contracts Manager in your Mobiglass and select Salvage. As a rookie, you only have a selection of smaller ships to take on, but as you complete more and get more reputation, you'll be able to get more valuable contracts with bigger ships added. Once you've paid the fee, the coordinates of the abandoned ship will be added to your star map. Then it's just a case of tooling up and heading out. At the job, you'll need to strip the target and gather the resulting RMC. When your cargo hold is full, head to the nearest landing zone to find a reclamation drop-off, such as the Trade and Development Division, TDD, or Reclamation and Disposal, and cash in your haul. The ships you are tasked with salvaging aren't always empty shells. Don't forget to check the interiors and cargo holds for valuables left behind. You might stumble upon precious cargo, weapons, items. Obviously, you can strip the items off the external of the hull, the sort of weapons there. You can take the cargo crates. You can take components. It's pretty cool. Sometimes you'll pull a more intact ship, providing you have space. You can use your multi-tools tractor beam to remove functional components and sell them for bonus credits or use them for yourself. Prioritize checking for undamaged weapons, thrusters, power plants, coolers, shield generators, and quantum drives. As you progress, the ships you'll be stripping get bigger. Before trying to break down a Goliath like a hammerhead, it's worth recruiting a support ship with a healthy-sized cargo bay. Another great thing about the salvage ships, you can use the dispenser in your salvager to create a multi-tool, as well as salvage and tractor beam attachments. That hand tractor beam is essential currently for being able to move the cargo containers out from your dispenser, otherwise it gets full and then you can't salvage anymore. There's also a mini ship sale going on as well, 4 ships that sort of aid with that kind of gameplay. You've got a Caterpillar, obviously massive cargo ship. You've got the Freelancer Max, multi-role but focusing on cargo there. You've got the Reclaimer, giant salvage ship. At the moment it's just hull stripping it can do, but in the future it will also be able to do the more salvage, the salvage munching. It also has a huge cargo bay as well, and then they've got the Vulture, which is it's kind of 1 to 2 man salvage ship used for hull stripping, but again, it will be able to do salvage munching in the future as well. There's a range of skins for these ships also available, and there are some ridiculous expensive concierge packs available too, if you want to buy lots of ships at once and you are a concierge. I really liked CIG's descriptions of the Vulture and Reclaimer here too. Drake Vulture, this is a solo ship ideal for small to medium contracts, though can attempt any size job. Thanks to its higher powered salvage components, sizable cargo hold, and onboard habitation. The Aegis Reclaimer, industrial grade lasers, tractor beams, and scanners define this true multi-crew monster, effortlessly strip ships of any size and make a fortune at the top of the salvage game. For me, salvage and treasure hunting are some of the most fun mechanics Star Citizen has to offer currently, and these salvage contracts can have a ton of interesting cargo on board the ships as well. So running little salvage ops with some players, taking weapons and components off ships and others grabbing the cargo, and then some sort of stripping the hull with their multi-tools, but then obviously you have your vultures and that supporting that. I think it's just a glorious thing you can do at the moment. Absolutely fantastic treasure hunting, great little salvage ops. Really loving it. Boom! I am really interested to know your thoughts on salvage missions in-game at the moment and just the general salvage gameplay. Have you been experiencing it? Are you looking forward to the Drake Vulture being available in-game to purchase, because it's coming in Alpha 3.20 to actually purchase in-game? We've been waiting ages for it to be available, not just to actually buy with real money, but actually jump in and grab it in-game by working up to it. And I think it's a little bit depressing that it wasn't in earlier. Also, the Reclaimer, that's a good point. That is purchasable in-game now, although it is a bit of a beast. You can get it from New Deal on Lawville for 15 million Alpha UEC, which is quite a sizable chunk of cash. Really interested to know if you've got one of those salvage ships, if you've been participating in salvage gameplay in general. What do you think of the work on fire that the VFX department have been doing? Are you thinking it's going to be in-game relatively soon? Are you looking forward to engineering multi-crew gameplay, running around and putting out fires and having fire as part of missions as well? You have to sort of navigate and get around, and obviously being terrifying, like if it's straining your life support systems and you're running out of oxygen. Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Are we alone in the universe? The truth is out there, but what if aliens visit Earth, but they're like monsters, and all they do is look through your internet history, judging you, laughing at you with all their alien friends, watching your every move live, and then they send like 1 million ads to you about alien products that you don't want, like those shoes and socks that have a gap between your big toes. No one needs that. But what you do need is nordvpn.com/BoredGamer, which helps you prevent that happening from the more real threat of humans doing the same. It encrypts your internet connection, hides your IP address and location, it has an inbuilt ad blocker, and also helps you gain access to region-based content. You should go to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer and get a big ol' discount. You can also click the links below. Every month, we have a ship giveaway. For August, it's for a Crusader Mercury Star Runner with lifetime insurance. This medium-sized, well-armed cargo and data hauler is great for trying out a huge range of what Star Citizen has to offer, a perfect mission runner ship. To be in for a chance of winning, just comment on any of my videos made during the month. More details in the description below. There are some amazing people that help support the channel by clicking on the join button under my videos and becoming a channel member or becoming a Patreon with the links below. That helps keep the channel going and producing daily content. Please consider joining their ranks, but commenting, liking, subscribing, that all massively helps too. Thanks for watching to the end, and I'll see you in the verse.